Oh man, this video is a doozy. Granted, it's about a month old, but I'm surprised no one has responded to this. I guess because no one wants to get a migraine from watching this, and yet here I am, about to get a fucking migraine. Who am I talking about? See for yourself.
So this week was wild in terms of news. I'm sure most of you have heard about this because I went out to a bar the other night.
Wait a minute. You went to a bar?
And it was on all of the TVs, but Roseanne was canceled for being super racist.
Oh, look at that. Look at that pose. That fist under the chin. I just wanna... I just wanna...
Let's just insert footage of me trying to be shocked.
Shut up!
So let's get into what happened here. Roseanne was on Twitter and she released a controversial tweet. And if you're familiar with Roseanne's Twitter at all, you'll know is a mistake. Why is it that people that really should be on Twitter the least are on Twitter the most?
Gee, I don't know, Marina. You tell me!
You know, it's a sad state of society when this could be about multiple people. And it is. So in this tweet,
You know, I already pointed this out when you were in Disneyland with Riley and Neon Fiona and how you suck at research. And look, you're still proving my point. You suck! Because you're looking it up right now while you're still filming instead of having it ready for you. God damn!
which I think has been deleted.
Then get out of Roseanne's Twitter and find it somewhere else. A lot of people have already saved that screenshot. Damn it!
Roseanne referred to Obama's former White House advisor, Valerie Jarrett, as if the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby. So... Of course, you know, we had to bring in the Islamophobia.
Oh, there's the famous buzzword we all love to hear. God damn it. Ugh.
Which I talked about in my previous Roseanne video that got a lot of people saying that Roseanne wasn't racist, but boy, were you all wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure they're in the right. She is not a racist, you idiot. I'm pretty sure there's a good reason why she would make that tweet at Valerie Jarrett. Maybe because that back then, she did support Black Lives Matter, which of course we all know is a shit organization.
ABC responded swiftly to Roseanne's racist comments, which is unusual.
Why is that unusual? ABC is like a hardcore liberal network, and they let in a conservative person to put a show on their network. Of course they're gonna jump on it.
Saying, Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show. There's a really great tweet that I saw in response to this that said, ABC fires Roseanne, says she crossed the line from being racist enough to have a TV show to slightly too racist to have a TV show.
Now why did you have that as a screenshot, but you didn't have the ABC screenshot? What the hell?
There was also another really good tweet, which I don't know how to find anymore.
Yes, I love it! He's got nothing!
Oh, you mean this stupid-ass Twitter post that I was able to find? You're welcome.
That said, to be fair, it's probably confusing for Roseanne to understand the difference between racism that gets you fired and racism that gets you elected president of the United States.
Racism that gets you elected president? Where's your goddamn proof? I swear, you and everyone else who just hate Trump's guts with a passion will go after him on anything. And this bothers the shit out of me.
Oh, we're living in hell.
Maybe through your eyes, you're living in your own hell. I'm living in a normal world, thank you.
What?
I don't know, you're the one talking shit.
I think one of my favorite things about this whole situation is that after Roseanne tried to blame her racist tweet on taking Ambien,
oh god, here we go. She just made another fucking joke.
The maker of Ambien responded saying that racism is not a side effect of taking Ambien. Mwah, just amazing.
What's amazing about a company being a fucking cuck?
Conservatives who are outraged at the cancellation of Roseanne responded by trying to come after Bill Maher. And my response to this is, please do.
I think we already did, by pointing out the double standard that when Roseanne makes a joke, she gets busted, but when Bill Maher makes a joke, he gets applauded. It's fucked up.
What's confusing about conservatives calling out Bill Maher is that instead of choosing to target him for actual things that he's done that were fucked up, like using the N-word on air.
You mean that one time when he had an interview with a senator from Nebraska who said, "Hey, Bill, why don't you come down to my area, my plantation?" And so Bill Maher replied with his joke saying, "Hey, I'm a house nigga." Seriously, do you not have a funny bone?
And his history of racist and Islamophobic remarks. No, instead they're coming for him because one time he referred to Donald Trump as an orangutan.
Okay, Roseanne did a stupid joke, Bill Maher did a stupid joke. But it's kind of fucked up how Roseanne gets fucked over more than Bill. That's what we're trying to say here. Why did Roseanne get screwed over so hard and Bill gets applauded? It's because of their political differences.
I mean, sure, I guess if we all close our eyes, pretend racism doesn't exist, and act like we're colorblind, then sure, that's the same thing. But if you think about it for more than 2 seconds and consider the long history of ape, gorilla, etc. being used as racial slurs against black people, then they're become clearly very different things.
Yeah, apes are from Africa, blacks are from Africa, put 2 and 2 together, we create a dumb joke, blah, blah, blah.
In related news, talk show host Samantha Bee, who is known for her late-night show Full Frontal, came under fire for remarks she made about Ivanka Trump. I can't say that I watch her show regularly, but the episodes I've seen I thought were really funny and just super on the nose politically. Here's some background on the Samantha Bee segment that came under fire. Samantha Bee was pointing out the fact that the US government is complicit in massive human rights violations against immigrant families.
Illegals! Our issue is with illegals, you stupid...
News recently broke that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services lost track of 1,500 immigrant children who they were responsible for placing in foster care and with sponsors. But it has confirmed that some of them have been trafficked, which is absolutely horrid, and more people should be upset about this.
When these unaccompanied minors, this is people who came over, they were smuggled here by their parents, but they came supposedly on their own. They were handed over to the Department of Health and Human Services, which takes care of this, and then they were placed with their illegal immigrant relatives in the United States at taxpayer expense. What this number represents is that 30 days afterwards, the social workers at Health and Human Services try to call up on the phone and say, how are things going? And this number of people, 1,400 something of them, they couldn't get in touch with. They didn't return the phone calls, or they lied about what their phone numbers are, they moved, something like that. And this is exactly the same thing that happened under Obama. We released a report on this a year and a half ago, and there was nothing, no crickets, because the problem here is not that some 4-year-old is wandering the streets in the middle of the night. Nothing like that is happening. The problem here is that the government has no idea where they are, therefore they're never going to show up for their hearings, and they are here illegally, permanently. Under Obama, that was a good thing, so it never got any news coverage. Now they're saying, oh my God, Trump lost kids. Now it's news.
Damn, I'm good! Can you feel that? Huh? Can you feel it, Captain Compost?
Also, a story recently came out about a trans Honduran woman named Roxana Hernandez who was detained by ICE and later died in custody. Hernandez had spoken about the violence she was fleeing in her country. She said that trans people in her neighborhood were murdered just for being trans. The reason she died in US custody is because she had previously been sexually assaulted by MS-13 gang members who gave her HIV. While in the ICE detention center, she was refused medical treatment and died from HIV complications, which is fucking horrible, and I don't have words for this.
Oh, then I guess your idea would be to have our tax dollars being spent on someone who's trying to get to the U.S. illegally. That's as messed up as that one U.S. soldier who wanted a sex change, and we should give our tax dollars away towards that. God, the lunacy is strong in this woman.
These are massive human rights violations.
Illegals do not have rights!
And the fact that the US president is more concerned with Roseanne being fired for being incredibly racist and is detracting from this situation and derailing and trying to get our attention elsewhere is so transparent and just very fashy, let's be real.
Oh, fasci! Is that short for fascism? You want to talk about fascism? How about the lunacy that's happening on your side, Marina? Like the incident over at the Red Hen restaurant. Sarah Sanders and her family were hanging out there, but then the owner says, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And so they did, and they went to the restaurant across the street. And guess what happened? The owner of the Red Hen tried to put together a mob to go over to that restaurant and get her kicked out there. Or what about Maxine Waters and how she's telling everybody to go after these people no matter where you go. Try to make sure they don't go to gas stations, grocery markets, movie theaters, any place. Make sure they don't have a life to run. And just let them stay in their homes and just be caged in there. Not having to speak and not having to do anything. And of course, how about Antifa, which is basically the left with clubs and Molotov cocktails, trying to silence anyone any way they can through means of violence, even trying to burn down a building that they thought Milo Yiannopoulos was staying in. That is your example of fucking fascism, you fucking retard with a nose piercing!
So essentially, Samantha Bee was shedding light on these issues, and in response to basically an oblivious photo posted from Ivanka Trump with her and her child.
Oblivious! Oblivious! There's nothing oblivious about it!
Samantha Bee's point was that families are being torn apart, but sure, post a beautiful picture on Instagram. So yeah, truth be told, she shouldn't have said that. It's probably not great to be referring to other women as cunts on national television. However, I do have trouble giving a single fuck when Ivanka's father had said much worse things about women and has multiple sexual assault allegations against him.
Prove it! Fucking prove it!
I'm sorry, but I just really struggle to care about this rich, blonde woman who is complicit in massive human rights violations.
Like I said before, illegals do not have rights!
I really struggle to care when the reality and the bigger picture is that there are women of color and immigrants in general whose families are being torn apart.
God fucking damn it!
And they are just trying to find a safe space when they're fleeing violence in their countries and our government is inflicting more violence on them. I'm sorry, but I don't care about Samantha Bee calling Ivanka a cunt. I'm sorry. She shouldn't have said it, but... Ugh.
No, I think the correct term is...
It is just ridiculously hypocritical that Trump and his supporters choose to ignore sexism and misogyny on their side. But when it's convenient to them, when they can use it to boost their own argument and slander liberals, then they're suddenly going to care about sexism, but only against certain types of women, only against people that look like Ivanka Trump.
Brother, this dame is asking for it.
But God forbid we care about women of color and immigrant women who are just trying to find refuge. It is just so transparent to me when people are only capable about caring about certain types of women. I don't have a good end message for this, but honestly, fuck the United States.
It's happening again! My brain!
Fuck our politicians.
My heart!
Fuck Trump supporters.
Stinging!
Fuck you all.
Brain!